welcome you to this session. My name is Luc Mulling, and I'll be moderating this session. And you joined in to hear more about the program, the exciting career in biotech, which is a study line Biomanufacturing. It's an industry master in engineering. Now, you're going to hear more about this program from DTU in the next 45 minutes or so. But before we go over to the speakers, let me briefly explain to you some of the interactive options. So first of all, you have the option to chat and maybe chat there where you're logging in from, maybe the country, that would be great. And also we will be opening up some polls throughout the session. One is already there. You should be able to see a poll about your academic and professional background. So that's to learn a bit more about you as well. If you have any questions, you can write them at any time through the panel called questions at the right bottom. So please submit them there. So then we can, coordinate that with the speakers. And last but not least, we have a little fun button at the bottom. You see a button called React. And if you click on that, you can give a reaction to something you might like. Exactly that one, for example, any comment or interaction we would be gladly receiving, because that's make it a little bit more fun and also interactive for the speakers. Having said that, let's go over to the speakers and we will be introducing them. We're starting with Martin. He is involved in the program and he will introduce himself and then we'll go on from there. Thank you.
Yes, hello, my name is Martin and I'm an associate professor at DTU Chemical Engineering, the department who is heading this education, and I'm a study line coordinator in close collaboration with my colleague Jakob, who is the head of studies for the chemical and biochemical engineering master's program at DTU, and I will be introducing the program in a minute. So I'll give the word to Vanita.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vanita Singh. Welcome to this webinar today. I'm the Admissions and Recruitment Manager at the university here, and I look forward to interacting with you all in the next hour. Now over to Maro for an introduction.
Hello from me. I'm Maro. I'm a student in this master program, and I'm here today to help you with the introduction too.
So I'll be starting about, yes, a short presentation about the university before Martin takes over. So basically, DTU was set up in 1829 by Hans Christian Ørsted, the father of electromagnetism. And at that time, he strongly believed that whatever values, whatever we are doing research at the university, it should be of benefit to society. And that's something that we strongly believe in also today. So our vision through the years remains the same. We are highly ranked, not only within the Nordic region, but also globally. And some of the rankings that we are very proud about are being one of the most collaborative universities, one of the most innovative universities in the world. So we are very well placed on different rankings, as you can see on the slide. A very small university, about 15,000 students, but very diverse. It's a heavy graduate school. We have 5,598 students at the master's level, and this is where all our international students mostly are. They come from 114 different countries, and we are a heavy graduate school with 2,655 of the master students being international students. So about 48-49% students today are international students at the master's level. A lot of focus on gender as well. 33% are female students on the campus. We have 32 different master programs at DTU. So we are covering all fields of engineering and science, as you can see from the slide. So a huge range, and within each of these programs, we have what we call as study lines and focus areas. So a huge palette of programs to choose from if you're interested to study at DTU. Today, we are going to be talking about a very special aspect that we have connected to all our master programs, and that's the Industry MSc in Engineering. So basically, this is a combination of work and studies that you can do if you're interested to study at DTU. It's a 4-year MSc program instead of the regular master program, which runs for 2 years. And we have this industry track available for all our master programs, except for 3 of the programs that are listed on the slide, which is technology, entrepreneurship, ocean engineering, and sustainable fisheries. Apart from these, all our master programs have the industry track. And today we are going to be talking about a very special one, which is in the field of biomanufacturing. So basically, what are the conditions if you want to follow the industry track? You need to have a job which is related to the study program that you're admitted to. You have to work for minimum 25 hours per week on an average. And so you basically, you can also have your own startup company if you're not employed in a job, or if, yes, so you have the possibility of, and it does not need to be a Danish company. It can also be an international company that you're employed at. So this was, sorry, this was a short presentation from my side. Now over to Martin.
Yes, so I'm Martin, the study line coordinator. We call it a study line because it's part of the master's education in chemical and biochemical engineering, but it's a bit special because this is taught in the town of Kalundborg and not in Lyngby, where the main DTU campus is placed north of Copenhagen. So Kalundborg is a town west of Copenhagen, about an hour and 15 minutes drive. And besides myself, it's my colleague Jakob Husum, who is the head of studies. So what is this study line? It's a master level education in chemical engineering with special focus on production and production development and control strategies in biochemical production. And the goal is to meet the needs of the Danish chemical and biochemical industry, particularly located in the town of Kalundborg. So Kalundborg is a big hub and a big production site for several biochemical production companies. And the benefits for you as a prospective student is that you would work as a chemical engineer and study simultaneously. And it is a degree with a high flexibility. And at the same time, you also have a very exciting career prospects in a very rapidly growing field. The town of Kalundborg is expanding the manufacturing capacity a lot at the moment. And this also gives a high job security, and at the same time you take an education that is fully equivalent to the existing masters in chemical and biochemical engineering at DTU. So you will become chemical engineers at the master's level, and will also be able to work in other fields than bioproduction as such. So you will broadly be chemical engineers. The educational profile is very similar to the existing education. So we have these 5 pillars in reaction engineering, unit operations and separation technology, process design, process operation, and model-based analysis. So that's mathematical modeling. And these 5 pillars are also part of the regular master's education in chemical and biochemical engineering. The only thing missing here is product design. So if you're very much into formulated products, then this is not part of the biomanufacturing education. So the education structure, and this is the same structure that every master's education at DTU has from now on, is that of the 120 ECTS credits that you must do, 10 credits are called the Polytechnic Foundation. So these are 2 courses that all master students at DTU will follow in innovation, in engineering, and sustainability. Then there's 50 ECTS points of program-specific courses. Then 30 ECTS points of elective courses. These can be, in principle, be any course from any university, as long as they are on the master's level. and finally 30 ECTS points, so 1 semester's work for the master thesis. So an individual research project where you finalize the education with the thesis. The study plan for this study line is outlined here, where you can see the course numbers. At DTU will work with course numbers and then course title. Some of these course titles are still tentative and are still being developed, because at the moment the first cohort of students are currently doing the innovation in engineering course on the second semester. So we have not started the third and so on semesters yet. But you will see that the courses contain titles related to the 5 pillars, such as reaction engineering, mathematical modeling, downstream processing and separation processes, and the transport phenomena, which is also mathematical modeling of chemical processes, instrumentation, digitalization and control, and process design. And then on every second semester, there will be a project course related to the learnings from the previous courses, so that you get to apply the theory that you have learned in the theory courses in a group-oriented project. The schedule is also slightly different, or it's actually very different from the normal DTU yearly schedule, in that we have intensive courses starting from the start of the DTU autumn semester in late August or in the beginning of September. And then there will be a 3-week course with 5 ECTS credits, then a week's break, then another course for 3 weeks for 5 ECTS, then a 2 weeks break, and then a 7.5 point course for 4.5 weeks. And then later on in January, so the numbers in the top row is the week numbers over the year. So number 1 is the beginning of January, where we are now. We are in week 2 actually. Then you will have the Polytechnic Foundation course in Innovation in Engineering, if we look at year 1, and then later a project. And then there will be a long period from the middle of March approximately until the next autumn semester start, where there's no teaching. That means that that's a period where you will work full-time in your company. And this yearly schedule is repeated then for year 2, and also almost the same for year 3. And then finally in year 4, you do the thesis work either with a full-time load or with a half-time load, or in principle something in between full and half-time, and then you will finalize the education in the middle of the spring at the latest, during the fourth study year. This is also being evaluated after the first year, and there might be minor changes to this schedule, but the overall principle of intensive courses, I'm pretty sure will remain. Of course, there are some program prerequisites before you can be admitted to the program. Basically, you need to have a strong working knowledge of mathematics and natural sciences. You must, of course, hold a Bachelor of Science or a Bachelor of Engineering, in not necessarily in chemical engineering, but at least then in a related field. So these prerequisites typically equivalent to about 1 semester's worth of mathematics, 1 to 2 semesters work of natural science, including chemistry, physical chemistry, physics, and some basic bioscience. And then especially important is basic knowledge of chemical or biochemical engineering, such as mass and heat transport, so course in typically called process technology. Courses in chemical reaction engineering or fermentation technology, and some course in mathematical modeling of chemical or biochemical processes and equipment. If you are lacking about 1 semester's worth of mathematics, it is possible to do a course called Advanced Engineering Mathematics 2 at DTU in August before the semester starts. So you can upgrade your math skills before you might start this program. The application deadline for the master's education at DTU is the 1st of March. However, it is possible to send in a so-called late application until the 1st of May for international students, for EU students, and even a little later for Danish students. And you have to send your application in the application portal called Dans. And you can find links to this application portal on DTU website. So because it's an industry master's, the application procedure is a little longer than applying for a regular master's education. So what you have to do is that first you have to apply DTU, and then we receive your application. Then DTU will evaluate your application and your academic qualifications. And if you are qualified for the master's education in chemical and biochemical engineering broadly, you will receive a so-called conditional admission letter. And this conditional admission letter you should use for applying for jobs in the chemical industry in typically in Kalundborg, but in principle it could also be elsewhere. So the main point is that you have to apply for admission both at DTU and at job, but you should start by applying to DTU so that you can get the documentation that you will be admitted to the education once you get the job ready for your future employer. So the companies who are affiliated with the education at the moment, they will ask you for this conditional admission letter when you apply them and before they invite you for job interviews. And you will find links to job offers at our so-called landing page at dtu.dk/biomanufacturing. But of course, you can also apply to other companies than those who are affiliated, and or if you already have a job in a relevant company, then that's also applicable. The only requirement is that the position must be relevant for the education, so it must be a chemical or biochemical engineer job, and the average workload must be minimum 25 hours per week on a yearly average. So there will be periods where you are full-time student, and there will be periods where you are a full-time chemical engineer in a company, and then over the year this should average to 25 hours per week. So the collaborating companies at the moment, we can extend the list, is Novo Nordisk, Novozymes, Novo Nordisk Engineering, and a company called Unibio. And of course, as I mentioned, you can also be employed at other companies. And we expect that these companies will employ up to about 28, 29 students this year, but it's possible for us to have a total uptake of 40 students, and we will post links to the job offers these companies will advertise on our website, as stated on this slide, the dtu.dk/biomanufacturing. And if you scroll to the bottom, you will find this box where to find a job. And then once you have been employed, you have to document towards DTU that you have a relevant employment, and this you should do no later than 2 weeks before the study start. And this year, that's the 14th of August. And there's a form to be submitted to DTU where you document your employment, and then you will receive the final admission to the program. But there's no need to hesitate, so you can send the documentation as soon as you have it. And with this, I hand the word to Maro and I will check the chat and the questions to answer your questions after we finish the presentation.
Okay, hello from me again. I'm Maro. I'm from Greece and I'm a student in this master. My background is in environmental engineering, and right now I work in Unibio, one of the companies you saw before. I'm here to tell you my opinion, my inside opinion, and my experience in this master. So let's start from the experience I have since the country I come from, to Kalundborg. So I follow the steps that you also have to follow. The first one was to complete the DTU application. Here I would tell to be very careful, follow all the directions, and don't overcome any details, and check the deadlines very carefully, and don't miss anything. The second step is to start having a contact with the companies. After your application with the DTU, the first one, you have to find a company so you can be part of this master. Then you have to find a company that you like. You should start, I suggest you to start seeing the companies that Martin already mentioned, and see their top place, the company values, and if these companies excite you. Also, I would really recommend you to check the LinkedIn, the company's LinkedIn, and the people who work there, and see how many interests, how common interests you have, and some backgrounds, and maybe you can have a small talk with them to understand if this company suits you. And after that, do the big step and get ready to move to Denmark, to move to another country, and get ready for all this. So I would really recommend you to start do a preparation before that. Check the sites that Denmark has, the borgen.dk. There are specific maps that you can use, and allocate yourself in the way to come here. Like, there are some instructions you should follow before moving and when arriving, directions that they give. And after you're ready with all this, you should start having contact with the local community and the students from the previous year. So I didn't mention that, but this master is very new. I'm the first generation, and my classmates are 5 more people, so we are only 6. So it's very easy for you to find us and have a contact with us. So check the Danish lifestyle. The Denmark.dk site have a lot of information, and get ready to see how is Denmark. And also start understanding that the local community has a great impact on people here. People interact in communities, and students are part of this. So we both would like to help you settle down and socialize. I can really understand that you can have a lot of questions that are running around your mind after or before the application. So I would like to help you with some of these. So maybe the first one you have is, how are the teaching courses? Like, how the program goes. All the lessons are happening in Kalundborg, as Martin told you before, and the courses are very intensive. They last, most of them, 3 weeks, and they are very well structured. And as I told you, we are few people, so we have a great communication with the teacher. We can direct questions very easily, and solve problems all together, and it's easier to get to know each other in this way. Secondly, is like, I'm going to go to a city that I can't even pronounce for now. Maybe I pronounce it wrong. So how is it Kalundborg? We should say that it's a very small city, but there are a lot of work opportunities here, and not only. There are many well-organized events, as the local community organize a lot of them, and there are a lot of ongoing events every week most of the times. And also there are other departments for like university departments here from Absalon University and more. And so this means that there are a lot of students. And the following question, that how can I socialize, is like, it is very easy. You are in a small city and there are a lot of students around you, and most of the times you will probably live in a dorm, and you can easily find people that you have common interests and have people around you. And coming with the fourth question, how can I find a home? I know that it's really difficult to find housing in a city that is growing all the time. So people here want to help you. The local community and your company, and of course the students that we are already here, can help you find some solutions and find an apartment or a room in a dorm. It is very easy when you have people around you to do this. And another question is like, can I be in contact with students from the previous year? Me and my classmates thought that it would be a great idea to have a small circle around you. Like, we would like to create a kind of a program that is called Unibody, when students from the previous year want to connect with you. We would like to support you, be kind of your mentor in a new city, help you settle down, find housing, as I told you before, and also we would like also to socialize with you too, because it's a great opportunity to be more in this master and have people to talk about our common goals together. And talking about the Danish culture and all the Danish things that you will need in Kalundborg is, do I need to know Danish? Do I need to have Danish before I move? The question is definitely no. Everyone here speaks great English, and will be very easy for you to communicate in everyday life. But I think people would appreciate for you to learn Danish during your 4 years here. So your company will appreciate this for sure. And finally, maybe you are a bit shocked about the culture of Denmark because of the flat structure they have. We call our teachers with their name, like just their name, and we like to have a contact with them. We go for beers with them sometimes after the lectures. And another thing is like the weather in Denmark. It is cold, but the shocking is the dark. The dark is very intense here, and you can't miss it. So I think that there are some of the questions you have here, and maybe there are a lot, but I think we can help you with this. So don't worry, we are many people here and we want to help you. That was from my side. Thank you for listening to me. I wish you good luck with all of your application, and I hope to meet you soon.
I get maybe the winter is very dark, but the spring and the summer is very bright.
I have to see that.
Good. Well, thank you for all your input. I think that was already very good. And thanks, Maro, as well, especially for taking your time and giving the insights from a student perspective, because that is what we are here for, of course. And a lot of the students probably wonder about these points that you just mentioned. So thank you for that. And now we will go over to the questions from the audience. I will actually read them out. So we already received some questions. Just for everyone to know, you can write your questions at any time through the panel under called questions on the right, and we can take them live here. Should you be watching the recording, you can still write your questions, by the way. We can, of course, not answer them live right away. However, we can come back to you later by email, probably. So they will be sent through to the staff of DTU. All right, but let's start with the questions from the live audience. Kostas has a question. Did I hear correct that you need a job to be able to apply?
No, you don't need a job to be able to apply. You can go ahead and apply DTU right away and then apply for jobs later. So we expect the companies will ask you for this so-called conditional admission letter to DTU before they will invite you for job interviews.
Okay, that should clarify that for Kostas, and let us know. Yeah, we're getting thumbs up, so I guess that is answering the question. Thank you very much. Next question from Lois. What is the main difference between an industry master and a regular master at DTU?
Yeah, so the main difference is that for the industry masters, you study for up to 4 years, and for the regular masters, it's a 2-year program. Then in the industry masters, you work part-time in a company at the same time as studying. So you apply your knowledge that you acquire along the way directly in a work situation. And also when you finish, you essentially already have a job. So you can go directly, slide directly into full employment after you finish your studies. But the level of the education and so on, that's exactly the same. So you will be a chemical engineer or whatever you study as an industry master's on the same level as a regular student.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. Good to see. Wambua is asking, do you offer scholarships?
No. In this program, you are part-time employed, so your income comes from your employment. In general, the companies, they give a salary corresponding to an average working time of 25 hours per week. Full-time employment in Denmark is 37 hours per week. So your salary will typically be 37th of a full-time employment for a person holding a bachelor's degree. And at the moment, we can only admit EU citizens or people who already have residence permit in Denmark, and they do not pay for tuition at the university. Maybe Vanita, if you have an additional comment to this, please chip in.
No, that's fine, Martin. You have said it all well. Thanks.
Okay, that should then take care of that question. Otherwise, let us know. Question from Armin. Can I transfer from February? So if there are any preconditions and requirements, I can provide them before the fall 2024 semester.
So
sorry.
No, I think he's probably a current student. Is that it? Who's applying for change of master program?
I don't know. That's the case. Let us know. But
yeah. But it is possible. It is possible to shift from a regular master to the industry track. Of course, it's a little special with biomanufacturing because the classes they have a structured program. So Martin will be able to speak more about how easy or challenging it could be for a current student to shift to the industry track of the program. Martin, do you want to take over?
Yeah, so if I understand the question correctly, it's a current student already in chemical and biochemical engineering who has who's going to start this February. And yes, it is possible to study one semester at the Lyngby campus of DTU and then transfer to the industry master's track. And in that case, I would talk with the head of studies, Jakob, about which courses to follow in order to, you can say, study ahead of the industry track in Kalundborg. So you do not follow similar courses along the education. So that's the short message is it's yes, it's possible, and definitely seek advice from the head of studies.
Okay, so an additional note that Armin is studying in Belgium in the same program and wants to change to Denmark. So I guess that's where the transfer or so comes in. Okay,
Yes.
I hope that answered that question. Yeah, go ahead, Vanita, if you want to add something.
Yeah, I will just add one thing here. So if you're already following a master program in another country and then you want to shift to the industry track, so as Martin said, that is also possible. We will just need to see what are the courses you take at your home university to see what could be credits could be transferred from your current program to the new program that you're admitted to. However, a close P-mapping would have to be done on this because it's a very structured program that you follow at Kalundborg. So do get in touch with us so that we can help you on the academic part as well.
Okay, thank you for that addition. And we're getting thumbs up. If that's Armin, then I guess all hopefully is clear. Let's see, we have a question from Lena. Are additional qualifications needed to be able to be accepted in DTU? For example, the marks in certain subjects or having practical experience?
No, we do not look at the marks as such, but it's more which the contents of the course that you have studied in your bachelor degree. So as outlined in the presentation, it's having this about 1 semester's worth of math and 2 semesters worth of natural science and also courses in process technology and reaction engineering and process control. That we are looking for when we are evaluating the applications.
Okay.
It's not a requirement to have a practical experience or internships as such, but it's also fine if you have.
Great. Thank you. I see a thank you from Lena as well. So hopefully that answered that. Additional question from Wambua. So if I have a residence in another EU country, can I still apply?
So I assume you're a non-EU citizen who has a residence in another EU country. The answer to this would be it's challenging to get non-EU students on the program at the moment because of the laws of the immigration office. That's why, and residence permits do not travel across borders. So basically you need to be an EU citizen to apply for the program.
Okay. Thank you. Next question from Armin. How much are the enrollment costs and life costs as well? I don't know if Mado, you can say something about the cost of living?
Yeah, I can also reply for the cost of enrollment. I think it's
Okay.
there's not, correct me if I'm wrong. And about the cost of life in Kalundborg, Okay, Kalundborg is a smaller city compared to Copenhagen, so the rent is cheaper, and also the life out here is cheaper. I can guess there are you can transport you don't need any transportation, only a bike to move around. The distances are pretty small, and I can say that with a part-time job you can be fine.
Great.
And it's correct that
Thank
there's
you.
no admission
Do you want
costs.
to add something?
Yeah, there's no
go ahead.
enrollment costs. That's correct.
Perfect. Good to have that confirmed. Question from Raymond. Can someone apply if he or she has already a master?
Yes, that's possible. We don't have a rule which says that if you have a master, you cannot apply for a second master program. So as long as you meet the academic requirements for admission that Martin has been talking about, it's possible to do so. And the decision on the master program at DTU will still be based on your bachelor studies. So that's the short answer to it.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Just checking the rest of the questions. So those are all answered. New questions came in. Aldiana is asking, what is the tuition fee for EU students? EU citizens, sorry.
There is no tuition fee. EU citizens do not pay any tuition fee for their studies at DTU. The only thing you have to cater for are the living costs, and that is, as Maro said, that's quite controllable and doable with having a salary and a part-time job to support you.
Perfect.
Maybe we have to have to mention here that students who we do this master, we don't take the state grant, the aid, the SU people usually other students take because we have the master, but we can also receive some help about house benefits here. So you can also check this if you would like to.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that addition, Maro.
Just to clarify that in Denmark, Danish citizens and also EU citizens can receive a so-called state scholarship. So that's a monthly allowance to help cover living costs every month. But when you study in an industry masters, you will not receive this state scholarship. You can say only receive your salary, which will be better than the state scholarship, a lot better.
Yes, I guess that's also taking care of some of the questions about scholarships, especially if you're from the EU, as stated. There is no tuition fee then. Good. I think those were the questions we've received so far. There's a question from Wambua. So can a non-EU citizen still apply as tuition paying? Good point.
It's been challenging so far to have had non-EU citizens, primarily because of the permit that you need to study this industry master program. So basically, if you're on a regular 2-year program, then you get a student permit, which is you can get it easily if you're admitted to DTU. But when you're admitted to the industry track, you're basically getting a salary from the employer, from your employer. So you cannot get a student permit. You actually need a work permit to study in Denmark. And the work permit rules are quite complicated for the companies at the moment. And that's why we are not able to support non-EU citizens. So the best would be, if you're still keen to study at DTU, you might perhaps want to look at the 2-year regular master program. And once you have started it, then you can slowly get into talking with the companies and seeing if there's a possibility to transfer from the regular master program to an industry track. So that would be a more viable way for you to go about it, according to me.
Okay, thank you. And just to make sure about the application, so how to apply for a master degree, I've sent the general link in the chat. I just want to reconfirm if that's also the good link for Vanita for this master, because this is the link for for the general how to apply for the master programs.
Yes, and that's fine. The application portal is basically the same. It's only the program that you choose within the application portal that has to be correct. So if you're applying for the industry master, we have a special program offering just for this particular field of study. And so if you want to apply for that, you must apply for the biomanufacturing one. So the portal is the same. It's just the program that you choose within it. So there would be different options and you need to choose the right option.
Okay.
And I can add that the application portal for the industry masters, the application portal will open here on the 15th of January. So it's not open yet, but in 5 days it will open.
16th, on the 16th.
Sorry,
of January.
16th.
Yes,
yeah.
on the
so
16th
in 6
of
days.
January. Yeah.
Okay, good to clarify that. Thank you. So next week. All right, and that's why we do this webinar, to get everyone up to speed. So you have all the information, you know what to what you need in terms of requirements and how to apply. And if anyone wants to rewatch something, I know some people joined in later. I just want to also mention that this is being recorded indeed. We will send the recording to everyone right after this session. Actually, if you're live now, you can just stay on and it will actually restart within minutes once we're finished. And for people that watch the recording, pretty much all of the interactive options also work for you. And that's the great thing about these webinars, because a lot of people watch the recording these days. You can still answer polling questions. You can write questions as well. We will send them through to the staff of DTU and let us know your feedback. So please do participate by all means in all ways possible. Great. We do have another question.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Thanks. Indeed, before we round off, Aldiana has a question. I want to know if I need to have an IELTS as my medium of instruction was in English.
I'll take that one. So basically, we have the language requirements mentioned on our website, and only if you have, if your studies are from a few defined countries, then you can get exempted from it. But all other students have to take the language test. So that is a mandatory requirement. It's an admission requirement that everybody has to meet. But the deadlines for the language requirement are separate. So if you don't have the language test right now, but you're still keen to apply for the program, you can go ahead and apply on the 16th of Jan, and you can submit your language test. The EU citizens can submit the language test by the 15th of August. So you have plenty of time to prepare and finish your test.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. And we're already getting thank yous as well from the audience. And I would just want to check if you still have any last question. We can still take it. So this is still your moment to take advantage of the great speakers that we have with us now, to get them answered from either a student perspective or from the staff. And otherwise, if we don't have any further questions, I guess everything is clear.
There's
and then we'll
one
slowly...
Sorry, there's one more from Louis.
Yep.
About if I don't find employment or must quit the job during the education, can I shift from the industry master's to the regular master's degree? And the answer to that is yes. So if you do apply for the industry master's but you do not find employment, you can start studying on the regular master's in Lyngby. Or if for any reason you have to quit the job during the industry master's, the courses that you have already done on the industry track will also count towards a regular master's degree. Essentially, it's the same degree that you are studying for. And the courses that are taught in Kalundborg will also meet these program-specific courses for the regular master's degree. So you are not completely lost if for any reason you lose the employment.
I would just like to add on to what Martin has just said. So I'm sure, you know, since you have the deadline as 14th of August and you're not sure whether you get a job or not, whether you will be on the regular 2-year master program or the 4-year industry track program, what you need to remember in this case is it is always good to submit 2 applications. One for the regular MSc program and the second for the industry track. The admission requirements for both the programs are the same. So once you're admitted, then you have 2 options in the system. If you get a job by the 14th of August, then you can very well start the industry track. But for any reason, if you're not able to get a job or you change your mind and you want to continue on the regular track, you at least have an application and you have an offer in hand. So make sure that you apply for both the regular 2-year master program as well as the industry track, unless you're 100% sure that it's the industry track you want to follow. So if you're still in the 50-50, then I would say do 2 applications instead of 1.
Great. Thank you very much for the addition, Vanita. I think that's a good point to mention. There's a new question actually that came in. When we are considering, I really want to pursue this industry master, can I directly contact the companies to see if they can accept as a non-EU citizen?
Well, you may try. There's no harm in trying, but as I told you, it's really very difficult with the current immigration rules for companies to support non-EU citizens. We have tried this in the past as well, but what has been possible is a shift from the regular master to the industry track. So I would still suggest that, you know, if you're not able to get a clear answer or support from the industry at this point, because you're a non-EU citizen and you're not, you're not very sure of where you would be with them, then I would still suggest that you at least put in an application for the regular master program. And then subsequently, you can keep talking to them and seeing, when the rules change, when it's easily possible for them to support you as a non-EU citizen. But you can always try. I mean, there's no harm in trying. It's just our past experience that we share with you, where we tell you that unfortunately, the way the system is built up today, it's more supportive towards EU citizens rather than the non-EU citizens.
Okay. So one more, good luck, and as mentioned, you can try. So maybe you can manage. And thank you as well. Those were the questions, I think. Yeah. So thank you, Wambia. That's good to hear. That's useful, and also for Lena and others, we already got feedback. Thanks everyone. That's all good. Rika, Kostas, you as well. So those were the questions we've received. With that, I think slowly we can round off the session. As mentioned, if you missed a part, you can just stay on. If you're watching recording, you can still participate and ask and answer all the feedback. Talking about feedback, I have a last polling question that I will open up. We'd like to know how we did. So I'm opening it up on the screen. Let us know if you felt it was a good session or not. Important for all of us. 5 being awesome, as it says. So let us know and submit your answers. So that is good for us to know, and if we can improve in any way for you. so far. I guess we're getting good responses. Great. Thanks to see that. And for everyone, thank you from the staff, maybe.
You're very welcome.
And over to you as well, Vanita, to round off the session.
So on behalf of DTU, I would like to thank all of you for being here with us today, and also the ones that have registered for the event but have not been able to attend the live session. You're welcome to look at the recording. We will also be putting it up on our own website soon, so you would have recording from there as well. You're always welcome to get in touch with Martin, Maro, or me if you have any questions. We are here to help you. As Maro said, it's a new program. She's on the first cohort. So a lot of interesting things happening. And we are hoping that this program is really going to grow because of the way it is structured and the support that we have got from the industry. So it's something that's really very positive. It's a very offbeat program where so many companies are coming up with positions to support this possibility for students where they can work and they can study at the same time. So I think it's a great positive for us at DTU that we have this possibility. And we are just looking forward to having more students enrolled and being a part of this community. So do not hesitate to get in touch with us, and wishing you all the very best from all of us.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, and thank you for attending the session.
Thank you. Bye-bye.